Okay, hello there, and thank you so much for clicking again this video, and thank you so much for visiting my channel. Again, my name is CJ or Teacher CJ, and yes, for today we are going to talk about grade 9 lesson in arts for quarter 4. Okay, it's been quite a while, right? So that's why I'm not really used to it again. Okay, but anyway, let's continue. So again, we are going to talk about grade 9, lesson number one in arts for quarter 4. Okay, and we are going to talk about first this one, Aristotelian elements of a play analysis. So we are going to discuss about the elements of a play according to Aristotle. Okay, and there are actually six elements of a play that are essential according to Aristotle, and understanding these elements improves our appreciation of a drama or a theater. Are you ready? Okay, let's start with number one. So number one, the word or the first element starts with letter P. Do you have any idea? It refers to the incidents, the events, okay, the happenings in a play. Any idea? If your answer is plot, then you are correct. So plot or mythos, all right, it is the organization of incidents in a play. It refers to the action and it's actually the basic storyline of the play. It's the basic storyline of the play. So according to Aristotle, it is the most important element for driving the story in a tragedy. Well, while all elements are important, Aristotle places particular emphasis on plots as the driving force behind the tragedy. So, shaping the events. Okay, so without the plot, then there's no story, there's no theater, there's no play because there's no arrangement or organization of incidents or events. So, plot is very important. It is the most important element for driving the story in a play or in a tragedy. Okay, so next, let's move on to the next one. The next one, it refers to the people, maybe animals or ideas in a play. What is that? Starts with letter C. Do you have any idea? If your answer is character, then you are correct. So we have here character or the ethos. It is the moral or ethical character of the agents revealed when the agent makes moral choices. Okay, so using the plot, characters or agents, the people or maybe animals, they make choices, right? And because of these choices, their moral or ethical character, their personality, okay, reveal as they make their choices. So character also refers to people, as I said, sometimes animals or ideas portrayed by the actors in the play. It is the characters who move the action or plot of the play forward. So without characters, of course, stories or plays or theaters will not happen. Okay, because actors and actresses are needed to portray the character, to portray the people, to portray even the moral or ethical character in the story. Okay, and also, however, Aristotle suggested that plot is more crucial, more significant, or more important than character because a plot, as I said a while ago, it is the arrangement of the events that determines the success of a tragedy. Without the plot, then the character cannot reveal their character, right? The characters cannot make choices because of the plot, because of the arrangement of incidents, the arrangement of events. So that's why plot according to Aristotle, is more important than the character. Okay, now let's move on to the next one. The next one is the thought, okay, or dianoia. It is the story background being delivered in a spoken reasoning, the meaning of the play, or even the theme. Aristotle considered thought as the element that conveys the intellectual and ethical aspects of the play, guiding the audience to contemplate deeper meanings. So, what's the meaning of the story? What's the meaning behind the script or behind the lines that these certain character delivers, right? It is the story background, what's behind the script, what's behind the lines, what's behind that action that the character is portraying, right? In short, overall, it's the theme, it's the story behind that play, it's the story behind that costume. So it's the theme. Okay, so it's theme, or another word, thought. All right. Questions about that? If you have, then type it in the comment box below. Okay, next we have here the language or the diction. Language or diction or lexis. This refers to the quality of speech in a tragedy. The expression of the meaning of words. The dialogue helps move the action of the play along. So diction actually refers to the playwright. When we say playwright, the writer of a theater's script or lines. So diction refers to the playwright's careful selection and arrangement of words to convey the characters' emotions and intentions, shaping the overall impact of the play. So again, language and diction, language or diction is also important because again, diction refers to the selection of words. Words or lines should be carefully selected to convey the, for example, the intensity of the emotion. There are some words that have actually the same meaning with another word, but the intensity is different, right? So if it's really good to choose the words appropriately, to choose the words carefully, to properly convey the emotion of the character delivering that line, delivering that word, or saying that word. Okay, so it shapes the overall impact of the play, the diction and the language. Okay, now let's move on to the next one, which is the melody. Another word for this is music or rhythm. It can also mean music or dance. While music is often featured in drama, in this case, Aristotle was referring to the rhythm of the actors' voices as they speak, as in the case of the chorus. So, as we studied before, for my students, as I gave you your module, you already read about this chorus. So the chorus is the musical ensemble or voice ensemble of voices of two, three, four characters, okay, that sing or dance in chorus, okay, together. So that's the meaning of chorus. So while music again is often featured in drama, in this case Aristotle was referring to the rhythm, to the melody of the actors' voices as they speak. They just don't speak like like just speaking. They speak with rhythm. Okay? Just how the chorus do so. Okay? And the next one and the last one for this, we only have six. Remember that. A spectacle. Okay, spectacle or opsis. This refers to the visual elements of a play. Everything that you say, sets, costumes, special effects, etc. Spectacle is everything that the audience sees as they watch the play. Aristotle suggested actually that a spectacle, while visually impressive, visually attractive for the audience, it has less intellectual impact, less emotional impact compared to other elements such as plot, character, and thought. Because plot can make you cry, as well as characters, as well as the overall story or theme of the play. But um, yeah, spectacle, the sets, the costumes, the special effects, they help. Okay, they help with the objective. They help to make you cry. They help to make you feel the emotion, for example, but it has less effect, less intellectual or emotional impact compared to other elements, again, such as plot, characters, and thoughts. Okay? And yeah, so that's it. So, do you remember those six elements according to Aristotle? Elements of a play according to Aristotle. So, we have number one, starts with letter P. Very good if you answered plot. The next one starts with letter C, character. The next one, third one, starts with letter L and D, language or diction, yes. The fourth one starts with letter T, and that is thought. And this fifth one, we have melody. Okay, and then the sixth one is the spectacle. So that's why those are very important those are very important in a play according to Aristotle. Okay. However, aside from those, okay, exploring Aristotelian elements in playwriting today. Okay, we have the modern theater, we have the modern play. Okay, so for the modern play, we have the literary elements, and under these literary elements, we have included or six Aristotelian elements were also included, like the plot, the theme, thought, character, language, dialogue or diction, rhythm, music, and then a spectacle. Okay, and then with the addition of the following. So the next one is genre, number seven, genre or the theatrical form. What kind of drama or theater is that? Is that what's the theme? Is that a tragedy? Is that a comedy, a romantic one? Something like that, a love story. So what's the genre? And then audience, group of people who watch the play. So, for example, if you're a writer or a playwright of a theater, of a drama, you have to know who your target is. Okay, for example, your target audience are teenagers. Okay, you have to know because you when you write, you should write words that your audience can relate to. Okay, you should write storylines that your audience can also relate to. Okay, so that's why you have to know who your audience are. Okay, and then convention, techniques and methods used by the playwright and director to create the desired style effect. Okay, next, another division of the elements in a modern play is the technical element. Okay, so under the technical elements, we have actually it's some sort of like spectacle, but more like specific. So number one is scenery or the set, the theatrical equipments like curtains, the platforms, the stage, and then the backdrops. Okay, the design that you see, for example, at the back of the characters. Okay, and then the costumes, clothing and accessories worn by the actors to portray the character and the period. Okay, period means like is it from the Baroque period, Renaissance period, Romantic period, something like that. And then properties or props. Any articles except costumes and scenery used as part of dramatic production. So props, for example, your costumes are not included as props, your scenery are not included as props. Okay, props or any movable object that appear on stage during a performance. Okay, and then another one, we have number 4. For this, we have the lights. Every placement, intensity, and color of lights have to be set as needed to help communicate environment, mood, or feeling. So, we usually don't use in a play or theater. We in a modern play or theater, we don't use lights as is. Okay, so there are times that you use a dimmer light, for example, to convey feelings of loneliness. Okay, or if, for example, there's like tragedy or a tragic event in your theater play, then you should use a darker shade of light, right? Not a bright light, okay, because you are actually conveying the mood of mourning, the mood of sadness, something like that. Okay, number 5 is the sound. Of course, the effects the audience hears during performance to communicate character, context, or environment, right? So the background music. And then we have the makeup. Includes costumes, wigs, and body paint used to transform an actor into a character. And the third division is the performance elements. In performance elements, it includes acting, of course, use of your body, face, and voice to portray the character. Number 2, the character motivation, the reasons for a character's behavior. Next, number 3, character analysis, the process of examining how elements of a drama, literary, technical, and performance are used. And number 4, empathy, the capacity to relate to the feelings of others. Number 5, speaking, the mode of expression or delivery of lines. So sometimes you have to speak louder. Sometimes you have to speak with different intonation, right? And it is the mode of expression. Are you angry? Are you sad? Are you portraying a lonely moment? Something like that. So the way you speak is under performance elements. And then the breath control, the proper use of the lungs and diaphragm muscle for maximum capacity and efficiency of breath for speaking. All right, so it's very important that you practice your proper use of the lungs and diaphragm, because, for example, in some cases, you deliver lines that are actually long, and you deliver that, for example, continuously, because you have to convey the emotion or the peak of emotion. You're angry, you're sad, you're something like that, and you have to deliver the lines continuously. Right, with full impact of emotion, with the high intensity of emotion. So you have to use your diaphragm, you have to use your lungs properly. And actors and actresses, performers in a stage or theater performers usually practice that, practice the proper use of lungs and diaphragm, right? Because it's very important. You cannot lose breath while you are delivering your lines, because it really affects your emotions, the convey, the communication of your emotion. Okay, and then also gestures, number 7, like what I am doing here. So everything, any movement of the actor's head, shoulder, right, arm, leg, hand, or foot to convey meaning. So that's why I always tell my students, if ever, whenever they perform in front of the class, anything that you do should be connected to the script, to the line, or to the performance that you are going to perform in front of the stage, in front of the class, I mean. Right? For example, you do it like this, you nod your head, you sway like this. Is it are you swaying because your character actually portrays swaying most of the time, something like that? Or do you need to stretch? If you stretch in front of the class, is it included in the script, in the storyline? Does it do, or does it have like something to do with the story that you are presenting or you are performing? So anything that you do should be connected to the storyline, to the theater performance that you're performing. If you are in front of the class, in front of the audience, and on the stage, like that, your gestures are very important. So don't move if it's not connected to the performance that you are currently, yeah, performing, right? And then also your facial expression, physical or vocal aspects used by an actor to convey mood, feeling, or personality. Okay, so do you have questions? Did you understand this? All right. So, again, can you still remember the six Aristotelian elements? Okay, what's number one? All right. What's number one? Number one is the number one is the plot. Number two is the character. Number three is the thought. Number four is the language or diction. Number five, yes, it's the melody, the rhythm, or the music. Number six, and the last one is spectacle. And then in the modern theater or modern play, these elements actually are divided into three. So the first one is the literary elements, the elements that we have to take note whenever we write the script, whenever we write the story of the theater or the play. Next, the next one is the things that we need technically. So the technical elements, okay, just like spectacle. And the last one, number three, is the performance elements, refers to acting, include acting, um, facial expression, gestures, and so on. Okay, so do you have questions? Did you understand? Okay, so if you really did understand this, then maybe next time we are going to have a short quiz, or I'm going to upload a short quiz video. And for my students, I am going to ask you about what you have learned from this video lesson. Okay, so and if you have questions, then you can just type there in the comment section below, and I'll try my best to answer if I can. Okay. All right. So that's it for today. And again, this is teacher CJ, and I really hope that you learned something for today. Thank you, and see you again in our next video lesson. Goodbye.